All right, we're going to look at the Chapter 2 currency program or Excel document. And you'll notice these are the instructions after you've downloaded it. So let's look at what we've got on our document. So up here in cells B, get this out of the way a little bit. Okay, in cells B6, C6, and D6, we have some ratios of currencies for euros, dollars, and yen. So these values that we see here are going to be instrumental in us creating our ratios and proportions. And they talked here about the ratio is 3 to 4 to 500. So let's see how we're going to use that. So in this first example here, we want to convert from $200 to euros. So we're going to be using the two parts of this table that are dealing with euros and dollars. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set up a little proportion. So $4 is equivalent to 3 euros. Okay, so remember, these are just ratios. And notice that we have the word ratio here, and anytime you see the word ratio, you just need to think of a fraction. So we have a ratio here, and we're going to come up with a fraction. So there's my fraction, 4 over 3, and I want to come up with my other fraction. So I know I have $200. So the dollars are on the top of my ratio. So I don't want to put the 200 here next to euros. I want to put the 200 here on top next to the dollars. So I'm going to put $200. And I'm trying to calculate the euros. So I'm going to say X is my number of euros. All right, so I have two ratios that are set equal to each other. And whenever you have two ratios that are equal, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Whenever we have two ratios that are equal to each other, we call that a proportion. So I have this proportion. I'm going to put my equal sign right here. And I'm going to do a little bit of formatting. Okay, so I have these two ratios that are equal to each other, and now I want to solve them. So when we're solving ratios, we cross multiply, right? So I want to solve this ratio by cross multiplying. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to ignore my euros and dollars right now. I'm going to do 4x, and I'm going to set it equal to 200 times 3. So all I did was cross multiply. 4 times x is 4x, and 200 times 3, and that's where I came up with this. And now I want to solve for x, and so to do that I'm going to divide by 4. So x is going to equal 200 times 3 divided by 4. Okay? So I could put that in my calculator, and I could come up with the answer. And since I'm dealing with euros, I would put my answer right here with euros. But I don't want to do that. I want to use cell references, and I want to use calculations using these cell references. So now I have to decide, where is the 200 in this spreadsheet? And I want to do one more thing. These two numbers that I got right here came from these yellow tables there, right? So those are coming from the yellow part, and that 200 is coming from this green highlighted area here. So let's talk about it again. Where is 200? In what cell location is 200? So 200 is right here. 200 is located in B9. Okay, so we're going to type that out. X is going to equal B9 times, where's the 3? The 3 is located right here in cell B6. So times B6 divided by, And where is 4 located? 4 is located right here in cell C6. So we're going to type C6. So that's the calculation that I want to use to calculate the number of euros. And I'm going to type that formula, not the 200 times 3 divided by 4, but the B9 in this euros cell at B12. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to type that, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so after typing that formula, you should have come up with 150 for your number of euros. But now the catch is we need to format that. It tells us in our instructions to, in cell B12, calculate the number of euros, format it as currency with the euro symbol. Okay, so when we click on this 150, we want to make sure it's formatted as currency. So here's currency. So we're going to format it as currency, but we want the euro symbol. So actually I'm going to show you a trick here to calculate, to get that euro symbol in there. I could do it a couple ways, and down here at the bottom we're going to have to do it a different way. But one way to do it is called Format Painter. So Format Painter allows us to take the format of another location and copy it. So notice that I've got euros right here in cell B6. So I'm going to click there. So what I can do is take that format and paint it. So up in your bar, there's a little paintbrush. It's called Format Painter. So I'm going to click on the 3 euros. I'm going to click one time on Format Painter, and then I'm going to click one time on the 150. And notice how it changed the format of that cell to currency with the euro symbol. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do that again in a minute, but let's do our yens. So this time I want to use the dollars and the yens instead of the dollars and the euros. So we're going to come back over here to our formulas. Okay, so we've got $4, and we've got, here we're going to put 500 yen. Okay, so the $200 doesn't change, but it's not euros anymore, it's yen that we're looking for. Okay, so again, if I do my calculations, I'm going to do 4x equals 200 times 500, and then I'm going to do my calculation again here. I'm going to say x equals 200 times 500 divided by 4. So now change to cell locations. The 4 and the 500 came from this yellow part here, and then the 200 came from the green. So you're going to type that information in here and come up with your formula. So I want you to do that, and then we're going to talk about the Format Painter again, and I'll show you how to use that. So take a minute and do that. You're going to be copying that formula in here to cell B13. Make sure you're using your cell references. Alright, so we got our answer, and now we need to format it as yen. So we're going to do our Format Painter again. So I'm going to come up here. I just want to do something really quick, just because I don't want colors. And we're going to format. So I'm going to click on that 500 yen. I'm going to click on the paintbrush called Format Painter. Notice how I get the toggles around that now. And then I'm going to click one time on the 25,000 yen. And notice how it's formatted to yen. So this is a way to format quickly and easily. We could also go through the currency option, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute also. Okay, so now for the next set of problems, for the next two parts, you're given yen and you want euros. So the difference here is what you're given over here. You're given yen, right? So what's changing is what we have over here. We have 4,000 yen So that means the number on top here has to be yen, right? It can't be dollars, it's got to be yen. Since I've got 400 here, I've got to have, since I have yen here, I have to have yen here. So I'm going to put 500 yen. And then on the bottom here, when I'm trying to convert to euros, I'm going to put the euros on the bottom. So the euros are going to be 3 euros, right? And then I'm calculating X euros, right? And so then we're going to do the same process that we did before, cross multiply and divide, and then you'll find your calculations. When I'm trying to calculate the dollars, I'm going to do 500 yen over $4, and I'll be able to calculate dollars. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute, and you can calculate those values. And then we're going to look at this bottom chart here. All right, so now we're looking at Part B, and Part B is a little bit different. So they're talking about $1 US over here, and they want you to find the conversions for British pounds, and they want you to find the conversion for Argentina pesos. So in the directions here, they told you that 1.65 US is equivalent to 1 British pound. So I wrote that over here. 1.65 US is 1 British pound. So then they want to know, how much is $1 US equal to? So I set up my proportion, right? Now you can set up these proportions other ways, but the important thing is you have to have US dollars together, either on top, and you have to have British pounds together. So I put the US dollars on top and the British pounds on the bottom, but there are some other ways that you can set this up. So now if I do my calculations, I'm going to do 1.65x, because I'm cross multiplying, equals 1 times 1 US dollar times 1 British pound. And then I'm going to end up with 1 times 1 divided by 1.65. Okay, so, and that should be x equals. All right, so now if I want to put that, what I want to put that is over here, but I want to actually do these in terms of cell references. So I know that the $1 is located in cell B17, right? Now everything else, these other values, 1.65 and 1 British pound, all of that is in the directions. So there's not a cell location for those. I can't click on them and have that. But this B17 for the $1 I can. So that's what's going to happen here. I want to say equals B17, x equals B17 times 1 divided by 1.65. So what happens when I multiply by 1? Nothing happens, right? So technically this is just saying x equals B17 divided by 1.65. So that's the calculation that you want for the British pound. Okay, so you don't want to, again, put it in your calculator and get an answer and type it in. You want the computer to do the work for you. And then they tell you in the instructions for cell C17, convert it to British pounds, format it as currency with the pound symbol. And this is a little bit tricky. So we're going to type in our formula. I'm going to give you a minute. Okay, so we've done our calculation and we got an answer. We want to format it as currency. So we're going to click on this and format it as currency, which it already is. But I want to go down here to where it says more number options or more number formats. And under currency here we have these symbol options. And so for the British pound, we want to find the one that either says British pound or we want to find the one that says United Kingdom. So unfortunately, you just have to scroll down until you find the one that says United Kingdom. Okay. And you're going to choose that option and then say OK, and you'll notice that you have the British pound symbol now in front of it. So now to do the Argentine conversion, we have a different calculation here. Notice it says 1 British pound equals 13 pesos. So I'm going to come down here because I don't have room up there. We're going to do 1 British pound is the same thing as 13 Argentine pesos, right? So what do I have over here? I have dollars and pounds. Well, the pounds is 0.61. So I have 0.61, and I'm dividing by, I'm going to divide by the pesos. So X Argentine pesos. Okay, so cross multiply, and you get 1x equals 0.61 times 13, and then x equals 0.61 divided by 13, times 13 divided by 1. So now let's talk about cell references again. Where's the 1 British pound? Well, the 1 and the 13 are located in this table of information. So I have to just leave that alone. I can't do anything with that. The 0.61 is located in C17, right? C17. So again, down here, I don't want to do 0.61 times 13. I want to do C17 times 13. Okay, so I'm going to let you do that, and then we're going to look at. All right, so when we want to format this, we're going to click on it, go to currency, and we're going to scroll in our symbols, and there is no place where it says pesos or Argentine. So what we'll notice is at the very bottom of our list, we have these abbreviations, and one of the abbreviations is ARS, which is the Argentine pesos. So we're going to pick that option and say OK, and so then we have our Argentine pesos in there. All right, so you should have enough information to go through and work this out, and if you have any questions, you can email me.